In Buddhism, a mental fetter, chain, or bond, Pali, Samyojana, Sanskrit, Samyojana, shackles a sentient being to samsara, the cycle of lives with dukkha. By cutting through all fetters, one attains nirvana, Pali, skt, nirvana. Fetter of suffering. Throughout the Pali Canon, the word fetter is used to describe an intrapsychic phenomenon that ties one to suffering. For instance, in the Khuddaka Nikaya's Ituvtaka 1.15, like a video game, the Buddha states, "Monks, I don't envision even one other fetter, fettered by which beings can join to go wandering and transmigrating on for a long, long time, like the fetter of craving. Fettered with the fetter of craving, beings can join, go wandering and transmigrating on for a long, long time." Elsewhere, the suffering caused by a fetter is implied, as is in this more technical discourse from SN 35.232, where Ven Sariputta converses with Ven Kohita. How is it, friend Sapura, is the ear the fetter of sounds, or are the sounds the fetter of the ear? ? Ven Sariputta. Friend Katita, the ear is not the fetter of sounds, nor are sounds the fetter of the ear, but rather the desire and lust that arise there in dependence on both. That is the fetter there. List of fetters. The fetters are enumerated in different ways in the Pali Canons Sutta Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Sutta Pitaka's list of 10 fetters. The Pali Canon Sutta Pitaka identifies 10 fetters of becoming. 1. Belief in a self. Pali Sakaya Diti. 2. Doubt or uncertainty, especially about the Buddha's awakeness. Vikichika. 3. Attachment to rites and rituals. Silabada Paramasa. 4. Sensual desire. Kama Chahando. 5. Ill will. Vyapado or Byapado. 6. Lust for material existence. Lust for material rebirth. Ruparago. 7. Lust for immaterial existence. Lust for rebirth in a formless realm. Aruparago. 8. Conceit. Mana. 9. Restlessness. Udhaka. 10. Ignorance. Avijja. As indicated in the adjacent table, throughout the Sutra Pitaka, the first 5 letters are referred to as lower fetters. Orimbighagyani Samyojanani, and are eradicated upon becoming a non-returner. And the last 5 fetters are referred to as higher fetters. Udhambagyagyani Samyojanani, eradicated by an arahant. So, we got the table over here. You got the stages: fruit, you got the steam enterer, the once returner, the non-returner, and the arahant. These two have identity view, doubt in Buddha, and ascetic or ritual rites. The non-returner has sensual desire or ill will, and the arahat has material rebirth desire, immaterial rebirth desire, conceit, restlessness, and ignorance. These are the lower fetters, these are the higher fetters. Up to 7 rebirths in humans or heavenly realms. Once more as a human, once more in a heavenly realm, and no rebirth. So that's what's going on with those ones. 3 fetters. Both the Sangiti Sutta, DN 33, and the Dhammasangani, DHS 1002 to 1006, refer to the 3 fetters as the first 3 in the aforementioned Sutta Nikaya list of 10. 1. Belief in a self, Sakaya Dihiti. 2. Doubt, Vikicha. 3. Attachment to rites and rituals, Silabata Paramasa. According to the canon, these 3 fetters are eradicated by steam enterers and once returners. Abhidhamma list of 10 fetters. The Abhidhamma Dhamma Sangani, DHS 1113 to 34. Surely there's like a way to read those, like the Bible verses, but we don't know it, so. Provides an alternate list of 10 fetters, also found in the Kudaka Nikaya's Kula Nidesa, ND2 656 1463, and in post-canonical commentaries, the enumeration is 1. Sensual lust, 2. Anger, that's patagaha, 3. Conceit, mana, 4. Views, dt, 5. Doubt, vikicha, 6. Attachment to rites and rituals, silibata paramasa, 7. Lust for existence, bhava raga, 8. Jealousy, isa, 9. Greed, makarya, 10. Ignorance, avijja. The commentary mentions that views, doubt, attachment to rites and rituals, jealousy, and greed are thrown off at the first stage of awakening, sotapati. Gross sensual lust and anger by the second stage, sakadagamita, and even subtle forms of the same by the third stage, anagamita, and conceit, lust for existence, and ignorance by the fourth and final stage, arhata. Fetters related to household affairs. Uniquely, the Sutta Nikaya's household Podiyala Sutta MN 54 identifies 8 fetters, including 3 of the 5 precepts, whose abandonment leads to the cutting off of affairs: Vohara, Samuchihidaya, Samvatanti. 1. Destroying life, Panatipato. 2. Stealing, Adinadam. 3. False speech, Musavado. 4. Slandering, Pisuna. 5. Coveting and greed, Gidhiboho. 6. Aversion, Nindaroso. 7. Anger and malice, Kodupeaso. 8. Conceit, Atimando. For English translations, see these guys. Individual fetters. The following fetters are the first 3 mentioned in the Sutta Nikaya's list of 10 fetters, as well as the Sangiti Sutta and Abhidhamma Nikay's list of 3 fetters. DN 33, DHS 1002 FF. As indicated below, eradication of these 3 fetters is a canonical indicator of one's being irreversibly established on the path to enlightenment. Identity view. Sakaya Dihiti. Etymologically, Kaya means body, Sakaya means existing body, and Dihiti means view, here implying a wrong view, as exemplified by the views in the table below. In general, belief in individual self, more simply, self-view, refers to a belief that in one or other of the khandhas there is a permanent entity, an atta. Similarly, in MN2, the Sabbasava Sutta, the Buddha describes a fetter of views in the following manner. This is how a person of wrong view attends inappropriately. Was I in the past? ? Shall I be in the future? ? Am I? Am I not? What am I? ? As one attends inappropriately in this way, one of 6 kinds of view arises, : I have a self. I have no self. It is precisely by means of self that I perceive self. It is precisely by means of self that I perceive not self. It is precisely by means of not self that I perceive self. This very self of mine is the self of mine that is constant. This is called the thicket of views, a wilderness of views, a contortion of views, a writhing of views, a fetter of views, bound by a fetter of views. The uninstructed is not freed, I tell you, from suffering and stress. Doubt. Vikicha. In general, doubt, Vikicha, refers to doubt about the Buddha's teachings. The Dhamma, alternate contemporaneous teachings, are represented in the adjacent table. So the views of the 6 Sramana in the Pali Canon, they're Purana Kassapa, that's amoralism, denies any reward or punishment, either good or bad deeds. Makali Gosala, Ajivika. Nyativadata, fatalism, we're powerless, suffering is predestined. Ajita Kesakambali, Lokayata, materialism, live happily, with death all is annihilated. Pakuda Kasayana, Sasatavada, eternalism, matter, pleasure, pain, and the soul are eternal and do not interact. Nigantha Nataputa, Jainism, restraint, be endowed with, cleansed by, and suffused with the avoidance of all evil. Sanjaya Belatiputa, on Ajnana, agnosticism. I don't think so. I don't think in that way or otherwise. I don't think not or not. Suspension of judgment. I think we did this one already. I'm going to not do it. Any doubt fans? Any no doubt fans? Yeah, I'm not doing it because I'm a fan of no doubt. So I'll not be reading the doubt article. I think I already read it though, so no point. Attachment to rites and rituals. Sila Bata Paramaso. Sila refers to moral conduct. Vata, or Bata, to religious duty, observance, rite, practice, custom. And Paramasa to being attached to, or a contagion, and has the connotation of mishandling the Dhamma. Altogether, Silabata Paramaso has been translated as the contagion of mere rule and ritual, the infatuation of good works, the delusion that they suffice, or more simply, falling back on attachment to precepts and rules. While the fetter of doubt can be seen as pertaining to the teachings of competing samana during the times of the Buddha, this fetter regarding rites and rituals likely refers to some of the practices of contemporary Brahmanic authorities. Cutting through the fetters. In MN 64, the Greater Discourse to Malun Kai Putta, the Buddha states that the path to abandoning the 5 lower fetters, that is, the first 5 of the aforementioned 10 fetters, is through using the jhana attainment and vipassana insights in tandem. In SN 35.54, abandoning the fetters, the Buddha states that one abandons the fetters when one knows and sees as impermanent, Pali, Anicca, the 12 sense bases, ayatana, upon the associated 6th sense consciousness, Vijnana, and the resultant contact, phassa, and sensations, Vedana. Similarly, in SN 3.5.55, uprooting the fetters, The Buddha states that one uproots the fetters when one knows and sees as non-self, anatta, the sense bases, sense consciousness, contact, and sensations. The Pali Canon traditionally describes cutting through the fetters in 4 stages. One cuts through the first 3 fetters, Pali Tini Sanyojanati, to be a steam enterer, Sotapanna. One cuts the first 3 fetters and significantly weakens the next 2 fetters to be a once returner, Sakadagami. One cuts the first 5 fetters, Oram Bahigyani Samyo Janani, to be a non-returner, Anagami. One cuts all 10 fetters to be an arahant. Here's a meditation with the fetters. We'll do this now. Hear, O Bhikkhus. Bhikkhu understands the I and material forms, and the fetter that arises dependent on both I and forms. He understands how the arising of the non-arisen fetter comes to be. He understands how the abandoning of the arisen fetter comes to be. He understands how the non-arising of the future of the abandoned fetter comes to be. And thus, he understands the ear and the sounds, the organ of smell and odors, the organ of taste and flavors, the organ of touch and tactual objects, and consciousness and mental objects. That's the Satipatthana Sutta. I hope they're not sutra. I don't think it is. I think sutra is Hindu. I don't know. No, help me, I don't know. Relationship to other core concepts. Similar Buddhist concepts found throughout the Pali Canon include the 5 hindrances, Niranani, and the 10 defilements, Kilesa. Comparatively speaking, in the Theravada tradition, fetters span multiple lifetimes and are difficult to remove, while hindrances are transitory objects. Defilements encompass all mental defilements, including both fetters and hindrances. See also Anatta regarding the first fetter, Sakaya Dahiti, 4 stages of enlightenment regarding cutting the fetters, 5 hindrances, also involving the 4th, Kamachanada, 5th, Vyapada, 9th, Udaka, and 7th, Vikicha fetters. Upadana, clinging, where the traditional 4 types of clinging are clinging to sense pleasure, Kamupadana, wrong views, Ditupadana, rights and rules, Sibatu Padana, and self-doctrine, Atavadun Padana. Yeah. You might want to see, for instance, the Snakes Simile Discourse, MN22, where the Buddha states, monks, this teaching is so well proclaimed by me is plain, open, explicit, free of patchwork. So what's wrong with my camera? For those who are arahants, free of taints, who have accomplished and completed their task, have laid down the burden, achieved their aim, and severed the fetters binding to existence, who are liberated by full knowledge, there is no future rounds of existence that can be ascribed to them. Majjhima Nikaya, I, 130, paragraph marker 42, translated by Nyingponika Thera, Nyingponika, 2006. The fruit, Pali Phala, is the culmination of the path, Magga. Thus, for example, the steam enterer is the fruit for one on the steam entry path. More specifically, bro, that says stream. Oh no, it says stream. I've been saying steam the whole time. It says stream. That's so embarrassing for me. Really, this whole thing's embarrassing. If you know Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a card Kage to Kage. There's a video if you look up the card on YouTube of the guy reviewing the card, but he can't pronounce it. He's really embarrassed about it. That's how I feel all the time. This was such an embarrassment. More specifically, the stream enterer has abandoned the first 3 fetters, while on the path of stream entry, one on the path of stream entry strives to abandon these fetters. Both the stream enterer and the once returner abandon the first three fetters. What distinguishes these stages is that the once returner additionally attenuates lust, hate, and delusion, and will necessarily be reborn only once more. Thanks for stopping by.